and then having a conversation about my first pitch with the Yuba Sutter High Wheelers against the Oakland Ballers. Oakland Ballers did win that game, by the way. It is talking about another grizzled veteran in the NBA who may join the Sacramento Kings, and that is Kevin Love. All right. This is from Mark Stein. As for the busy buyout market, stay tuned. We've already seen Bradley Beal, Lillard, Ayton, Smart, and Jordan Clarkson find new teams after securing buyouts. And now 5-time NBA All-Star Kevin Love is actively exploring potential pathways out of Utah after he was dealt by Miami to the Jazz as part of the 3-team Norman Powell trade. And we saw reports also that Kevin Love is looking for, quote unquote, a glamour market. All right. So we can argue, however, how many markets are glamour markets. Obviously, the 2 LA markets, the 2 LA teams, I would say the 2 New York teams. Then it really just depends who you ask. I guess Miami, but he's leaving Miami. So we'll just sit there for now with the 2. The question would be if he explored or wanted to explore, or let's say the glamour markets weren't interested in Kevin Love, in a 36-year-old Kevin Love. Should that be something that the Kings could explore or should explore or would explore? And I don't know if Kevin Love is better than Dario Saric. I really don't. And I'm looking here at Kevin Love's stats, and I'm going to bring up Dario Saric. So basically last season is a wash for both of them. Okay, Dario is 31. All right. They do a lot of similar things, I would say. Kevin Love is 36. All right. Kevin Love played 23 games last season. Dario Saric played 16. And I guess you could make the argument, hey, Allen, you keep saying that obviously the roster is full, but hey, Allen, you keep saying that you need more than one of these guys. Why wouldn't you just add Kevin Love and keep Dario Saric? I'm not saying that you couldn't do that. It does feel a bit redundant, though. But at the same time, the Kings are missing kind of power forwards. I think Kevin Love is more power to me than Dario. And obviously, they both can mess around at the center position. So Kevin Love played 23 games. Dario Saric played 16. I still can't get over that. The difference was Dario Saric. I mean, both similar situations. I think Kevin Love was more injured than Dario, but both in kind of similar why am I playing situations. I think it's more of an indictment on Dario Saric at 31 to not be getting minutes than Kevin Love at 36. So, that's what they did last season. And obviously, again, yes, very sad conversation that we're kind of having. No disrespect to either of these dudes. But Kevin Love, I mean, his career, I feel as if we know what that is. So I think the better comparison is to look at the last couple years here for both of them. So in 2024, Kevin Love played 55 games. He started 5 of them. He averaged 6 rebounds, 8.8 points, 2.1 assists. He shot it at 34% from 3 on 4.4 3-pointers a game. In 2023, this was when he was traded or moved from Cleveland to Miami. 62 games, 8.2 points per game, 6.4 total rebounds, 1.9 assists. He was at 4.8 threes a game at 33%. In 2022, now we're hitting the 3-year mark here, but he did shoot it at 39% from 3 in 2022 with 6.4 threes a game. And it says center that season. All the other seasons besides, he's got like 3 seasons where his position says center instead of power forward, which is just a bit funny.
I don't think that's ever happened. When no one's playing Kevin Love at center.
I'm just saying that's what they got it listed as. So that's Kevin Love the last couple seasons. Dario Saric the last couple seasons. And by the way, those minute totals for Kevin Love, 2024, he was playing 16.8 minutes per game. 2023, he was playing 20 minutes per game. 2022, 22.5 minutes a game. So, you're looking at 15 to 20. Last season, obviously, he didn't really play, but he was at 10 minutes per game. Going to Dario Saric. So, Dario Saric, last season, as we know, 16 games, didn't really do anything. 2024, he played 64 games, 8 points per game, 4.4 rebounds per game, 2.3 assists per game, 3-point range. He took 3 a game. He was at 37%. The year before that, in OKC and Phoenix, he was at 2 threes a game at 39% from 3 at 6.4 points per game. His minute total, 17 minutes per game, 13 minutes a game, 14 minutes a game. It's kind of a wash. I guess I'd rather have Dario. I don't know. I guess I'd rather have Dario just because he's younger. But Kevin Love is a grizzled vet and a champion. It's kind of a wash, man. I think I'd probably say Dario, but
you're talking yourself into him.
A sad conversation in general.
Oh, that's so funny that you're now talking yourself into Dario Saric because you hate Dario Saric. You want anyone except Dario. You wanted Chris Boucher over Dario Saric, and now you got excited about a 5-time.
I'd take Chris Boucher over both of them.
Yeah, I know you would, and you can have him for nothing.
Anyone could right now.
Yeah, and look, Kevin Love is a 5-time All-NBA player, future Hall of Famer, began a conversation about mental health across the NBA, just an all-around great guy, funny on Twitter, even though I think someone might be posting for him, but just a funny, great guy, and you know what? You'd rather have Dario Saric as a basketball player than the corpse of Kevin Love, who, hey, look, the reason he wants to go to a glamour market, people keep saying, is that he's from Los Angeles. Yeah. And if DeMar DeRozan has taught us anything, at least he could come on home to Sacramento this year.
I see on the chat, Johnny Ponderosa, he says Trey Lyles instead of Kevin Love. I'm probably with Johnny. At that point, just bring back Trey Lyles. At that point, I'm with you, Johnny. It is a name, right? Kevin Love, and I know the Kings, they do like names, but they're probably both coming off of or would be on a similar contract. I think Trey is probably looking at a minimum contract somewhere, you would think, at this point in the offseason.
I thought he would be a New York Knick.
Yeah.
I thought just go with Mike Brown.
Let's just bring back Trey.
Or just, how about, Brooklyn's got a lot of guys, but just go with either Mike or Jordy, right? They were the guys who were the reason he came back in 2023.
Yeah.
If the Knicks don't want you, just go on down to Brooklyn. Be the lanky veteran presence on a Brooklyn team with 8 million rookies.
Yeah, you could definitely do that if the Knicks or even the Kings don't necessarily want to move forward. Here is a quick note, and this is something that the Kings could do. And obviously, Kyle, because you kind of whipped this up, after this, DeMar DeRozan would be moved again. But you cooked this up, Kyle. I don't even want to read this, Kyle. Can you read this and give explanation now that I'm looking at this again?
Why? Because okay, I'll just explain it first. So
I'm not saying this not after my Sabonis trade on Friday. I'm not up to the Magic. I'm not.
You're scared.
This one is all you.
You're scared?
Yeah. This one's all you.
My point is just if Sacramento does acquire Jonathan Kuminga, right? Mm-hmm. You got reposted by Dunk Central talking about a handshake agreement.
That's right.
To send DeMar DeRozan somewhere else. So in this scenario, the Kings would essentially be salary dumping DeMar DeRozan. Mm-hmm. And if they wanted to do that just to get off of the money, there's not, at this stage of the game, there's not really that many teams you can do it with and take back like less money. But Utah is one of the teams that actually would. So like, if you were just salary dumping DeRozan and then a team was going to buy him out and say, go wherever you want to go, we'll pay the $35 million in guarantees you're still owed if you give back some of it, whatever, someone does a buyout. Utah is kind of like the only team that could do it without like getting back Terry Rozier or getting back Kyle Kuzma. Like if they just did a straight salary dump, team is going to buy out DeRozan, they could do it for Yusuf Nurkic and Kevin Love. The Kings would stay below the first apron essentially by doing it. Because like if they got Kuminga for Monk with the deal that Sam Amick was reported, they would have to shed a little bit of salary. And they could just do that by waiving Terrence Davis, or they could do it by salary dumping DeMar DeRozan, kind of two birds with one stone. So in a world where they just straight dump DeMar DeRozan's contract, doing it for Nurkic expiring like $18.9 million and Kevin Love, the expiring $4 million, is actually kind of the easiest way to do it.
I see what you're saying now. So this is a world where they land Jonathan Kuminga and just need to and want to buy out DeRozan, but they just need to move the money to make it work. So like DeRozan would go to Utah and Utah would buy him